another what I watched video. Whew, I know that I haven't done one of these in a while, and I think this is number 13, but I could be wrong. It could be 12, it could be 14, who knows. But yes, I've watched a few things, not as much things as you might have thought since the last video. And none of these Christmas films, if I have watched any Christmas films, which I didn't actually watch very many, then I thought it would be stupid to include them because it's not Christmas now. So yeah, let's get started. The way back. Honestly, I've got a review coming up of this, so I am not going to talk about this, but I just want you guys to know that I've watched it. And I've got a review coming up of it. If you've watched it, let me know your thoughts down below, and let me know if you want me to... well, I've already done the review, so... Yes, but yes, the way back. Way back. Okay, one that I just got watching, and it is Wuthering Heights. I cannot get this stupid sticker off. And we have Effie from Skins in this, actually. K.S. Candelo. And she's actually only in it for like half an hour. This film is about 2 hours long. I'm not even kidding. I did not know the story of Wuthering Heights. I know, like, that I should have, but I didn't prior to this film. And man, it was just long and boring. But I think that maybe that is the film. I would read the book. I think the story sounds... You know, the story is interesting. It wasn't that. It was just this film was so stretched out. Like, not a lot of talking in it. And basically, you have Heathcliff, who is taken in by this English family, and he's obviously a coloured boy, which at the time, when was Wuthering Heights at the time of? Anyway, at the time, this wasn't really quite an acceptable thing. Like, they all kind of hate on him, and the brother of Kathy really doesn't like him. And, you know, a lot ensues, and obviously it is a love story between the two of them, but it's just kind of a weird, messed up one, and it starts off from their childhood and continues on for a long time. But it's just a very long film. I think I'd have to watch another version or read the book before I could tell you whether I would recommend this version or not. I don't really know. I shouldn't have watched this without knowing anything about it, because I just don't know. So yes. Next we have another classic, Little Women. I have never seen or read or blah 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 Little Women, but this film was great. Much better than, you know, the other one. You can go into this not knowing anything about it and enjoy the film. And also it's set around Christmas time, and I watched it around Christmas time, so it's very cute. It's set over a long period of time, and not all of it's around Christmas, but Christmas is involved. And we also have, what's her name, Winona Ryder and Suzanne Sarandon, and this girl, Kristen Dunst, is that her? Yes. Basically it's about these sisters who grow up during the... It's been a while since I watched this. It was before Christmas, during the war. Well, their father is at war, and it's about everything that... the troubles they have, and all the love that they fall into, and what their dreams are. And it's just pretty much about these girls, and it's really interesting. It just shows their life throughout a period of time, and I really did enjoy this. And you know, it was good. It was set... I don't know when. I'm terrible at things like this. It was during the American Civil War, of which I don't know when that was, but it was set then, and like I say, it was the war, and it's a great film. I definitely recommend this. If you haven't seen it, even if you don't know anything about Little Women, which I know it's a classic, then still, I recommend this film. I watched it, I enjoyed it. It is pretty long, but it doesn't feel that long. You can happily enjoy this film. Next, we have Return to Nims Island. This is of course the sequel to Nims Island with Bindi Irwin as Nim now, and that didn't really bother me because obviously she's gotten older. Last time she was like 9, and now she's like over old, and I think, you know, that could be the older her. Of course, the original Nim was Abigail Breslin, but this new Nim's Bindi Irwin, and honestly I wasn't having the best day when I watched this. I thought it would cheer me up, but I kind of just, I had to keep pausing it and didn't really get to watch it properly, and I wasn't really enjoying it. So I didn't enjoy it loads, but I do want to watch it again because I liked it. It was funny, it was sweet, and I liked all the animals, and I like films like this, alright? And I didn't mind that they changed the characters because I was like, do you know what, for this film, like, it doesn't matter, does it? Come on, it's just a fun thing anyway. It's not anything to be taken seriously, so I didn't mind. And I liked Bindi Irwin. I think actually she's, you know, I like her in films. She's in that new Free Willy, that was alright. Yeah, I watched some weird films, but yeah, you know, I need to give this one another watch. Next we have Mary and Max. What a crazy film this is. I'm going to do a review on this as well, but it was depressing and different than I thought, but I enjoyed it and I won't ever forget it. It's definitely not forgettable, but I'm going to do a review on this, but I would definitely recommend it to certain people. Please let me know if you've seen this. I'd love to know if anybody else has seen this movie. It's definitely a unique film and it's one of its own, definitely. So yeah, Mary and Max. Pitch Perfect. That's not any of the tune, but I love this movie. I've got a stupid rental copy because I don't know why, I just bought it. It was really like £1 something. I was like, yes, I'll just get it now. I need to get a newer one or a Blu-ray one because I love this movie. I've seen it so many times. And Rebel Wilson in it is hilarious as Fat Amy. She makes this movie funny for me, and she has so many funny moments. And I laugh, and I like the songs, and I just love this movie, and it's just girly and it's funny, and I think everybody can enjoy it. It's a good movie. It's about a cappella groups and this like random group, like this really weird bunch of people that are competing in the a cappella, and it's just hilarious. And the Cup song comes from here. It's just an all-around great film. If you don't like Pitch Perfect and you haven't heard of it, then I don't know where you've been. So that's all I'm going to say about this, but if you want me to do a review on this, I definitely will, because I love this movie. Wind Chill with Emily Blunt. This was an interesting one. I watched this one around Christmas because it's actually set around Christmas. They're going home for Christmas, and it's Emily Blunt and this creepy guy, and he says, you know, I'll give you a lift, and they end up going off course and breaking down, and it like all freezes over and they're getting really cold, and I honestly felt cold during this movie, and like creepy things go on. Not a lot happens. They're all the time stuck in this car, but you're never sure what's real and what's not because they're like losing their brain a bit because they're not had anything to eat. And it's all snowy, and they keep seeing things that you don't know if they're real or not real. And really that's all you can say about it, because that is like what happens. Not loads happens, because they are literally just stranded in the middle of nowhere in a car. But it's got a really creepy eeriness to it, and you're never sure about the guy. You're like, not sure about you. I'd recommend it. I thought it was actually pretty creepy. I was pretty like, oh, this is creepy. Oh no, they all fell. One for the Money with Katherine Heigl. I usually really like Katherine Heigl, I've got to admit, but Katherine Heigl here, I was like, no. She had an accent, it wasn't very funny. She was like this cop because she didn't have a job and her cousin worked at the cop place. She has to take down her ex-husband, like, you know, like that film Bounty Hunter, which I didn't really like that one anyway. And this one, I wouldn't watch it again. I didn't find it that funny, and I don't remember a lot about it because I didn't really like it that much. I'm sorry, but I just, no. Another one that I didn't really like much, and it's The Big Wedding. I wasn't expecting a lot from this, but the cast is pretty alright. It's alright. Robert De Niro, Suzanne, what's her name? Suzanne Sarandon? What's her name? Diane Keaton, Amanda Seyfried, and Katherine Heigl, Robin Williams, and this guy. And it was, I don't think I need to explain, but it really wasn't very good. It's about this wedding where things all go wrong, and it's just a family affair, and it's not very funny, and these two have to pretend that they're married when they're divorced, and he's actually with her, and it's just, you know, you don't want me to go on about that, do you know? No. The Heat with Melissa McCarthy, who is hilarious, and Sandra Bullock, who I love. I saw this in the cinema. I loved it. I watched it again. The funny parts were just as funny. I laughed at the funny parts and I loved them. I loved the bit with the cat. If you've seen this movie, you know what I mean. The cat parts seriously make me laugh a lot. There's moments in this movie where I laugh a lot, but the moments that were just a story were definitely a lot more boring the second time around. And I was like, oh yeah, I've already seen this, I know this. Like, wasn't as interested the second time, but the funny parts weren't any less funny. But the storyline lacked a bit the second time. I don't know if that's just me, but let me know if you've seen this, and let me know if you thought that the cat parts were as funny as I did. Basically, you've got these two completely different agents have to go undercover in this mission to track down this drug dealer guy, and this whole finale, but it's very funny, and you know, come on, you've got these to it. It is hilarious. But the story is weaker than the comedy. The comedy is pretty good in my opinion, but the story is just okay. Yeah, that's what I'd say. The Oranges. You know, I didn't like this either. I don't like many films at the moment. This just wasn't, I don't know. It had Blair from Gossip Girl in, so I bought it. But yeah, it was really not very interesting. It was like a drama about this one girl telling the story who is like, has no life. Like, I then rewatched The Breakup, which was a movie that I never liked. It was just a rubbish movie in my opinion. Jennifer Aniston and Vince Vaughn, however you say his name. And basically it's about, they've had a really, you know, nice relationship, and it shows pictures of that part, and then they break up, and it's all about their breakup and stuff like that. And I always thought it was really stupid and rubbish, which it still isn't great, but I enjoyed it more now, and whether it's because I'm older or not, I don't know. It's basically these two trying to get back at each other about it, trying to deal with the situation of living in the same house, broken up, you know, going out with new people and this whole thing, but the end was actually really sweet. I was like, oh, okay. And I don't know, it was alright, it was funny and I didn't hate it. I enjoyed myself watching it and I was like, oh yes, it's okay. It wasn't amazing, but I hated it the other time, but I didn't hate it this time. So you know what, if you want a chick flick that's about breakups, not too romantic-y, then this is probably alright, yeah. And then, I seriously just keep dropping. And then finally we have Admission with Paul Rudd and Tina Fey. And actually this is pretty funny, this is pretty good. I got this, and my mind's gone blank. What was I going to say? No, basically Paul Rudd is working at this school which is a bit different than the usual, and Tina Fey is an admissions officer for a very high school which is blah, we don't know. Princeton! There we go. Princeton. Right, so she's an admissions officer at Princeton, and he is at a school where they don't believe things like that. They kind of more for animals, more hands-on, more building, you know, they're not academically, you know, striving to go to Princeton, but she gets him to, no, he gets her to come along and tell the kids like the things that they tell the other schools that they have, you know, hope for, and to be like, you know, he's like, we've got this one kid and we think he's going to do well, and anyway, this whole other stuff ensues, and she ends up trying to like fight to get him into Princeton, and it's all kind of about that, but then obviously there's some love, romance situations between the two of them, and a lot more goes on, and I just enjoyed it. It was a comedy, it was okay. As far as romantic comedies nowadays, I quite enjoyed this one, and they both did a great job. I like Tina Fey and I like Paul Rudd, so I enjoyed both the characters, which was good, so that kind of made me like it more. So yeah, I'd say give it a watch, I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's what I've watched recently since the last video. I'll be doing more what I've watched videos throughout 2014, so make sure to give this video a big thumbs up so that if you really like them I can try and do them more frequently than I do. And don't forget to subscribe to see more crazy times. Okay, we didn't do that much crazy stuff, but we should. Yeah, so I'll see you next time guys in whatever video it might be. Thanks so much for watching, bye!